This is KGW News at Sunrise.
This hour on Sunrise, a second mass shooting in California in the past 3 days. This one killed 7 people. We'll have the latest on the shooter coming up in our top story.
Also, the FBI is joining Vancouver police asking for your help to find a boy who's been missing since June. There are his photographs. We will have more details about his disappearance coming up.
And this morning, we're also getting a peek inside the Goonies house in Astoria. Sunrise reporter Devin Haskins had a chance to walk through the home with the home's new owner. We have that story for you coming up here at 5:15.
I feel he's officially our Goonies correspondent. He's done some deep dives into that. Yeah, he's our Goonie.
And I feel like
so is he.
We're becoming the official Goonies station, for good or bad.
There has been quite the coverage on that house, has there not?
It has been. All right. Here's a look at our temperatures this morning. This will be another quiet day. We have light winds. We have fog mainly near and south of Salem at this hour. There are fog advisories south of Portland posted up until 11 o'clock this morning. Portland's above freezing, 39 in downtown. It is closer to 32 out in Hillsborough, 34. Now we're getting into more foggy conditions, 30 in Salem, 31 down in Corvallis. Again, light winds and generally moving forward this afternoon. Partly sunny skies expected. Now, the best chance for fog to linger and linger and linger would be the farther south that you find yourself in the Willamette Valley this morning. Portland's at 40 currently, 45 at noon. I have us getting up to 47 degrees. Yesterday it was 49, and that's your forecast.
All right, we'll have more from Rod here coming up shortly, but right now we do want to get to our top story this morning. Another deadly mass shooting in California. This time in the community of Half Moon Bay, which is about half hour south of San Francisco. In
all, 7 people died. Police say the gunman killed 4 folks at a mushroom farm and then another 3 at a trucking farm or firm nearby. Local officials say the victims were farm workers of Chinese descent. Investigators have identified the shooter as 67-year-old Chun-Li Zhao. Police tracked him down outside a sheriff's office. At this point, investigators have not said anything about a motive, but they believe he acted alone.
This morning, we also have new video that shows how a man stopped the Monterey Park, California shooter from opening fire at a second dance hall on Saturday, just a few miles away from the initial shooting that night. So you can see the shooter here in this video. He's wearing the hat. And then we also see 26-year-old Brandon Say. He's wrestling the gun away from the shooter at this point. Again, this was just minutes after that suspect killed 11 people and wounded at least 9 more at a Lunar New Year celebration in Monterey Park. Still, no clear motive this morning, but officials do believe that the attack was personal and that the gunman may have been targeting his ex-wife.
The connection to the Monterey Park shooting is hitting close to home. A Vietnamese-American lawmaker here in Oregon knows people in that community.
And I hope this shooting does not be representative of what the new norm can be. It is very sad for the communities in California, Southern California, as well as for the Asian community. We all have families and friends throughout the state.
One of Representative Tran's friends says that she was a member of the ballroom where the shooting happened, and so was the gunman. She says he'd been part of that community and dancing at the studio for more than 20 years.
Bubba, get down. Bubba, put your head down, Bub. Put your head down.
That is the sound of a shootout between an armed robbery suspect and police in Salem. It happened yesterday morning. You heard the shots there. They rang out for at least 15 seconds. A driver who was driving by the scene at the time sent that video to us here at KGW. And reporter Mike Benner went to Salem to talk to witnesses who watched the whole thing unfold.
Late Monday morning at the corner of Kubler and Commercial in Salem, investigators fly a drone in hopes of getting a better look at the scene of a deadly police shooting.
I've never seen anything like this before.
This man's in shock by what started as an armed robbery in the Walmart parking lot. We're told as officers with the Salem Police Department responded, the suspect ran to the nearby Planet Fitness, then across the street to Napa Auto Parts. It's here where officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect.
He turned around and he shot a couple times, and then the cops shot back, which they should have, and they hit him a couple times. He fell to the ground. He got back up. He didn't get totally back up. He just leaned up back up and started shooting again. Then the cops started shooting him about 6 or 8 times and really hit him.
You can hear the gunfire in this video. Witnesses, including this woman who wanted to remain anonymous, recall hearing dozens of gunshots.
It's pretty scary. We locked up shop and just head to the back behind the concrete wall to make sure nobody got a stray bullet or anything.
Fortunately, there were no injuries to bystanders or police, but we're told the suspect was killed in the shooting. Troubling if you ask the man who owns the property where it happened.
It's a shame to, you don't know if he's on drugs or mental problems.
And that's sure to be part of the investigation that had a stretch of Commercial Street in Salem shut down for much of the day Monday.
I've never seen somebody die like that. But the cops, they did a good job. They had to do what they had to do. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
Other headlines this morning. Vancouver police issued an alert for a missing 8-year-old boy. His name is Bredson John. The FBI says he's been missing since at least June of last year. At that time, members of the community asked Vancouver police to conduct a welfare check at the boy's home, but officers couldn't find him. They say Bredson's grandparents were his last known guardians and have recently been charged with custodial interference. In the meantime, authorities say they haven't been able to contact any of the boy's other relatives. Take a look at his picture. It's there on your screen. If you recognize the child, contact Vancouver police. A 4th dead whale has washed up on the Oregon coast, this time near Cannon Beach. It's a gray whale, and experts believe it's been dead for at least a month. The Seaside Aquarium says strong westerly winds have pushed all kinds of floating debris toward shore, including the whales. They don't believe any of the 4 deaths are connected. And Oregon has launched a new hotline to give people free legal advice about reproductive rights. The State Department of Justice is behind the effort, and local law firms will staff the phones. Oregon's Attorney General says the hotline is necessary after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year, creating fear and confusion even in a state where abortion rights are protected. And those are some of your Tuesday morning headlines.
All right, before we get to the weather forecast from Rod, we're checking in with Sunrise photographer Eric Patterson. Yeah. He's behind the camera there at a spot just down the street, but you don't have to go far for goodness on this Tuesday morning. So that is the headquarters of Blue Star Donuts. The baker's hard at work on this Tuesday morning, and they're putting together part of their tropical flavored donut collection.
Tropical, I like that, in January.
Tropical in January for a purpose, Brenda.
Confusing.
No.
Tropical in January.
What they're trying to do here, Rod, they're trying to get us through the winter months, they say, with their tropical donuts, okay? That's how it works. This particular one, I'm told, is one that involves banana, pineapple glaze, coconut shavings. Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, I will too.
It's like a donut pina colada.
Again, Blue Star Donuts, right down the street from us here on Southwest Jefferson. We'll check back in with Eric Patterson from the donut shop coming up here shortly.
So I was down there yesterday. I go down there to get a cappuccino. Their cappuccino machine, actually, I find to be very good. And they had a donut. I didn't try it because, you know me, I watch my figure.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But it had coconut on top of it. It looked really good. I wonder if that's what you just mentioned.
See, I'm a coconut guy. Do you like coconut, Brenda?
Yeah, I do. The icing's the best part to me.
One coconut donut for me, one for Brenda, and one for Rod, please.
Just a cup of icing, please. That's all I need.
Okay, a couple of headlines to cover. A couple new players. Air stagnation advisory issued through Thursday. Technically, it's up until 10 o'clock Thursday morning. This is all inland areas away from the coast here on the west side of our state, up and down I-5. We have high pressure loft. We have a surface side that's going to continue to give us light winds. At one point, it looked like winds will start picking up a little bit tomorrow and Thursday. That no longer looks to be the case, so sometimes you get deteriorating air quality numbers. We have a mix of some semi-bad spots this morning. Green is good, yellow is moderate, and there's an unhealthy spot for sensitive groups. That's kind of in central Marion County, it looks like. So perhaps if you tend to struggle with these types of air quality conditions, you'll notice that over the next couple of days. Right now, we're seeing a developing fog patch where you see the white shading up around Scappoose. Visibility just starting to go down. Most of the fog has been holding the widespread bad stuff south of Salem. There is an advisory that extends upwards to about Oregon City through 11 o'clock this morning. Good visibility in downtown Portland. We're at 40 with cloudy skies. Again, light winds. Astoria's freezing. Salem's freezing. It's been fairly warm, although the winds are light out in the gorge. I mean, it's 40 in Portland. You run out 84 to the Dalles, and it's 42. And then you get the cold stuff. 0 in Burns, 8 in Baker City. It's 15 degrees this morning out in John Day. Just want to point out, if you are traveling, everybody's dry today. Futurecast shows some cloudiness between Portland and Seattle this morning. And then it does bring some cloudiness down from our north later today into this evening for kind of a mixed bag of clouds and sun, depending on where you are. The big story, what forecasters are spending all their time looking at, is the track of this cold Canadian and eventually an Arctic air mass that's looming to drop southward into next week across a good portion of the country. We have very little change through Thursday. Friday, we've added a chance of some rain. The main front comes in Saturday. Here's Saturday at 5 p.m. See the purple colors? That's the cold air. This is rain showers. But then you wake up Sunday into Monday and into Tuesday. Now we're in this cold air mass. We're getting a breezy east wind, and anything that falls in the air would be snowflakes. We're not looking at any organized storms at this point. 47 today. Jump your eyes to Saturday. Showers 46. Sun and snow showers or flurries only 39 Sunday. Snow showers only 36 on Monday, with lows getting back down to the mid-20s. We call that cold, by the way.
Brr.
Yeah. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
This is the window, you know, the telescope is here and everything. So this is the one where he's kind of like fantasizing about how am I going to pay off my mom and dad's mortgage so we don't lose the Goonies.
This morning, the owner of the new Goonies house in Astoria gives us a look inside, but not everybody's happy about their new neighbor. We'll have more on that drama after the break.